You've got me on my last nerve. Alright, I'm not gonna take this from you anymore. Oh, it's gone. Hey, what's up guys? Sam here. Welcome back to another video. I feel like I make one of these every year, but this year seems to feel just a little bit extra special. We're talking about some fresh issues with the iPhone 13 models specifically, and also iOS 15. But I want to just say this up front. I also feel incredibly lucky this year because every single thing that we're talking about today, I have not experienced, and I have the iPhone 13 Pro right here, but since I got it on launch day on September 24th at like 10 in the morning, I've been using it essentially since the second it was released. I've had a great time with it, but I'm seeing all these stories about touch issues, CarPlay issues, iOS 15 bugs, the Find My Wallet not working. So I wanted to talk about all of it today to first let you know if you're going through one of these things, it's not just you. And second of all, Apple has responded to some of these with some planned fixes that are coming. So let's go ahead and jump in. This is the latest on the iPhone 13. So what are you waiting for? If you're excited for today's video, drop a like down below. It seriously helps me and the channel out. And click that subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so that you never miss a beat. Okay, so first up on the iPhone 13 Pros with 120Hz promotion display, this is like a launch day controversy I saw that didn't end up to be much of a controversy at all. You know how smooth the new screens are? They look great. Well, system-wide animations will always play back at 120Hz, and all of Apple's apps are optimized for the new displays. But third-party apps from the App Store, you may have noticed that animations or other UI interactions don't look smooth. They look choppy at 60Hz now because they haven't been updated for the new display. It turns out developers actually have to opt into the full advantage of 120Hz, and Apple claims they've done this for battery life purposes, which very well might be true. It's just weird to me that developers have to update anything for their apps to look as good as they can on the iPhone 13 Pro. It seems like Apple would just say, hey, it's on by default. You can opt out if you want to. Aside from that though, which I believe developers can update their apps right now, there was a core animation bug where some things wouldn't look 120Hz. Apple's also aware of this. They've committed to a fix. So maybe 15.0.1, maybe 15.1, maybe 15.2. Apple hasn't committed to when or how soon. They have simply just said that a fix is coming. Now, something else that Apple has confirmed that there is a fix for as well is the annoying unable to communicate with Apple Watch issue. This is specifically referring to Mask ID, which is the feature that Apple dropped earlier this year where you can wear a mask but wearing an Apple Watch at the same time. Face ID will still be fully functional. So if you're at the grocery store or out anywhere with a mask on and then you also have your Apple Watch on and they're on the latest firmware, the Apple Watch can help authenticate you and essentially make Face ID work as it should. You know what? Actually, come to think of it, I think I have had this issue. I just remembered as I was speaking that I was in the grocery store the other day and I had to enter my passcode even though I had my watch on and my newest phone, and they're both updated to the fresh firmware. So I guess I have experienced this, but again, in the grand scheme of how amazing the iPhone 13 Pro is in general, it has not detracted from my experience really at all. For the Apple Watch unlock issue and the 120Hz issue, Apple has committed to bug fixes. They said that they are coming in a future update, and even if we don't know when, Apple has publicly addressed that these are indeed issues. For everything else, for the next four things we're talking about in this video, Apple has yet to comment on these so far, and this next one for the iPhone 13 sounds pretty bad. What it looks like is that Apple has changed the way that screens are serialized or tied to your specific phone. So if you replace your screen with a different screen, like let's say you don't want to buy Apple's, you'll get this notification that you've gotten for a while. This is not new, saying unable to verify that this iPhone has a genuine Apple display. But I believe you would just see that in settings if you look for it, or on the screen initially right after you've replaced it. But now Apple's gone a step further, and when you replace the screen, they also disable Face ID entirely. There's a repair video that tested this, and you might say, okay, well, it's a third-party screen, so you should be using Apple parts. Well, in the video, the dude replaced one iPhone 13 official Apple display with another iPhone 13 official Apple display, and it still said it wasn't genuine, therefore rendering Face ID unusable. So even with a legitimate Apple display, I can't even speak, it still didn't work, which blows my mind because of the whole idea is to use Apple displays, and then you use an Apple display from another 13 that you got and it doesn't work. Like that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound right. And it certainly is not helping Apple's case for right to repair and helping these independent repair shops just do their jobs. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but the original screen will make it work. If you put the original screen back on Face ID, it works. But if you even replace it with another genuine Apple display right now, it's disabling Face ID, which seems really odd. So I'll keep you guys updated here, but this doesn't look great. Now, alongside the iPhone 13s this year, Apple also unveiled a new MagSafe wallet that has the Find My built in. So if the wallet detaches, it will show you where the wallet detached on a map. Good idea, especially for a product that was criticized for maybe being too easy to fall off. It's pretty smart to bake that inside. A lot of users straight up were not getting the ability to add their wallet to Find My. So we don't know why, it just wasn't showing up. It was as if it was the exact same wallet last year. And while apparently resetting your network settings or erasing all your network settings maybe fixed it, somebody was able to get the Find My pop-up to add their wallet to the app, so it shows up on a map in the first place by going into the DFU mode and then restoring completely. It sounds pretty complicated. So if you really want it to work that bad, you can do so, but it sounds pretty small overall. Like, of all the issues we've discussed and will discuss throughout the rest of this video, this by far seems like the smallest issue. More than that though, I've seen the least of this of anything on Twitter, on forums. It seems like this is the smallest issue of the bunch, and I don't even know if it is a real issue just because so few people say that their MagSafe wallet has not worked. So I don't know. This one doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Now, shifting over to two main issues with iOS 15, this is also affecting the iPhone 13 specifically, but users of the iPhone 12, 11, 10, 8, they're also seeing some of these things as well, including this first one where like the screen isn't working, even though nothing hardware-wise changed. The iOS 15 software isn't responsive. Again, I have no experience with this whatsoever because my touchscreen has been phenomenal, even on older devices. I was running the beta literally and had no issues. And Arnold Kim, the creator of Mac Rumors, has been having issues here saying, is this my iPhone 13 or just iOS 15? A writer for Apple Insider also listing some issues with this as well, in addition to tons of people tweeting at Apple support or Apple generally like, hey, something's wrong with my phone. I just updated to iOS 15 and I'm noticing this immediately. And Apple has been quiet about this one. I don't know. I don't really know what to say to this one because it seems like a pretty big issue that your touchscreen isn't responsive. Maybe this will be an update in iOS 15.0.1 or 15.1, but this is one of those issues. To me, I think this is the biggest one on this list that we've talked about that Apple just hasn't responded to. I guess you could say the only solution would be to just not update to iOS 15 if you haven't already and wait for some fixes. But again, my experience has been so good that I've recommended people to update to iOS 15 because I literally beta tested it and it was fine then. Which leads us into this last issue with CarPlay where it just doesn't work after updating to iOS 15. iPhone 13, people notice it specifically. Other people just updated their phones and after updating it stopped working. Somebody says they literally went to the store, got a new phone and left, and CarPlay was like, nope, I'm good, not gonna work anymore. So Apple's also not spoken about this one, but I don't have CarPlay in my car. If you do, I could imagine how frustrating it would be if your phone's it's just piecing out and you're like, is this iOS 15? Is this my phone? What's going on here, guys? There are a lot of posts about this though. Maybe CarPlay people are just more passionate, but there's a lot of links in this Mac Rumors article that I'm referencing while making this video. So it seems like this is not looking the best. So iOS 15, well, I thought it launched and was doing well. It seems like a lot of people have had issues. I'm making this video to hear from you guys. Have you had issues with iOS 15? If you had issues with your iPhone 13, I'm counting myself lucky because I have had such a good time with this phone. I mean, it was so impressive. I have actually nothing bad to say about the iPhone 13 Pro at all. And I can't remember the last time USB-C is the one thing I'd want to say. Aside from that, I don't know. I've just had such a good time. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video or it helped you out or you learned something new. Of course, hit subscribe so you're always staying up to date on the Apple news. It wasn't a fun video to make. I don't like talking about issues, but I feel like you guys should be made aware of these. And that's part of my responsibility. As much as I want to show you the great stuff and my favorite parts about this phone and tell you how much I love it, I also got to tell you when there's some other stuff going on. Because that's how we roll here on iUpdate, all right? We're one big family, and families got to be honest with each other. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Big hugs. See you in the next one. Peace.